again on another good Tuesday. Got my boy Turtle, Charlie Rock, Charlie Mac, and my boy John in here, man.
Question, Jay.
Oh, it's been a crazy week this week, man. Been a lot of violence in the city. Y'all know
What's been going on? I've been in Ohio. What's been going on?
It ain't been good for the Rock, man.
Yeah, it's been
We took an L this week, man. We lost us a baby, man. We lost us a 10-year-old beautiful young queen. And man, everybody hurt behind it. So we been took a major L for the city this week, man. We gonna see what we can do about that. Everybody ran up their phone. That's what's going on right now.
Everybody's looking on their phones right
now. We're trying to share it to this.
So no. I want to see why was it a violent week? What's going on? What's the shooting happening?
Got hot outside. The temperature changed.
Yeah.
So tell me why does that have anything to do with anything? People getting outside. What's going on, Mac?
Man, they're just baby, got taken from us this week, and that's like Charlie Rock said. That's something that is very sensitive and it's very, people don't want to talk about it a lot, but or bring it up, but it's a fact. These violent tendencies and violent days they take out. They're not gang members. They're not in the street criminals. These are, we call them civilians. Right. These babies and women and stuff, and like we treat the streets are like warfare. So you can't mess with the civilians and the people. They call it untouchables. You leave them alone.
In the army, they call friendlies.
Yes, friendlies.
Friendlies.
It's a crazy thing that I got a little girl. My little girl just turned a year, so I know what it feels like to have a child, and it's just and I know it's stuff, right?
And one thing the youngsters got to learn, man, there is a thing called a pass. That means certain situations, certain places, man, you're gonna have to let that situation slide. Babies around, mamas, grandmas, you get a pass, bro. Everything ain't you hitting every time you see something, all right? You're reputable, you do your thing, all right, that's respected. But man, the youngsters gonna have to learn about the past, man, because it's just some places and sometimes you just don't get to shoot. Right. It's an order to this, which I ain't condoning no gang bang nothing, but it has to be an order. It has to be some kind of like, come on, bro, you got to have some kind of like part with it. Yeah. Right. It got to be some type of structure to it, man.
Some type of structure.
System. It gotta be a code of conduct. Right.
That's what it's called.
You gotta know when to let them passes off. Cause we done been caught before, and when you gotta pass. I live with my mom. Yeah. And I done caught some of my enemies before and gave them their pass. Right. So it's a time and a place for pass, man, and the youngsters gonna have to start learning.
Why don't they understand that?
They ain't raised right, man. They ain't got no structures. Right. They ain't got a lot of men like these brothers and myself that's trying to, really speaking to them, speaking life in them and guiding them. They letting TV lead them, movies lead them, stuff they see, but they not in tune with reality, though. And they just really lost out here. Like the situation that happened in weekends. Yes, we lost a baby, but those two boys, that was somebody's children too. They was babies. They was only 18. There's been so many kids going in the system so young because they don't got no structure, they ain't got no training. Because ain't nobody stepping, they call it everybody they OGs, but the OGs ain't doing nothing for them. They ain't teaching them right. They teaching them wrong. And they really ain't even learning from them. Like I said, they learn.
They listening to anybody?
I think they listen to a certain extent. If you're a person who runs stuff, if you're a person with influence, and you got that bag too. If you also have more than just coming telling a young person, hey, stop doing that. Just please stop. And that's all you offering? What they're gonna tell you, man? What you offering me?
What me to stop this?
What's the alternative for me?
What if you were a businessman and you
give them that bag?
You give them employment. You give them an opportunity. You give them some resources. You let them know that you care, and that changes a person, especially one that hasn't had a parent, a male figure around. That changes them almost completely because they haven't seen that before. So they gravitate to that. And if we're not doing that, there are solutions for these problems. If we're not doing those solutions and being truthful about them, then they'll never be solved. That's why EME here. We're here to help straight up in your face, blunt. We blunt with it. This is what we're here to do.
Yeah, I mean, you're here to change that environment by bringing in a business. I mean, we need to get for real to get a business where somebody sees an opportunity to grow. Right. So if you give these 18-year-old kids who are out here shooting each other the opportunity to grow and they see a career path. I mean, I don't know. What
we got to build up some of these parents, man.
Right.
Like some of these adults right now, at this point, we need to some of the. I think when you young and then you see your parents not where they supposed to be in life, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It kind of mess you up. So now you trying to be the man of the house or the female, or you know, you being the mama of the house. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of, as a child, that kind of put a lot of pressure on you. Right. You know what I'm saying? You be young and you feel a certain type of way out here, man. And we just got, at this point, we got to help these kids parent, because we need their parents' help, man. We need more older people, like, getting involved in this. You know what I'm saying? Like changing the mind state of the parents or something. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Not especially men, because being a child, a young male, and not me on my own, speaking for myself, not having my father right there, it made me follow my friends. It made me be in the streets. I didn't have no guidance. So it's the same thing with them. They looking at the TV. They looking at the guns. They looking at all that. That's what they looking up to. But to see brothers like us with a business that's doing something, know that we was a part of their lifestyle, we used to be like that, they gonna listen when they see it. But if just keep it real, somebody come that ain't never been through nothing and trying to tell them something, they don't want to hear that. But they gotta see something. They gotta see some real live examples, and that's what it's like. It's time for the parents to really be in their kids' life. For real, it ain't too late. Just because you missed out on your son's life all these years, you can still go to him, and you don't know how to make him feel that you in his life, that you're trying to grab him now instead of never. And that's what a lot of these boys need.
Then the parents, like, we ain't too quick to say nothing because we be in our own little problems and stuff. Like say you go to school, get a degree, you know what I'm saying? And then you ain't even got no job to even match your degree. So you ain't even focusing on your kids no more. Like, life ain't nothing to you no more. Like, you just living. You know what I'm saying? Like, you work hard. You did all this not to stay out of trouble. It's like staying out of trouble ain't paying. So, you know what I'm saying? They tend to just let their kids run. Now, like, go do your thing. Be the little turtle then. If that's what you're going to be, it might get you somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's how parents doing out here. They ain't grabbing the kids no more. Right. They just letting them go because they futures was failed. You know what I'm saying? So they failing their kids. You know what I'm saying? And
so let me ask you a question with respect to the parents, is that they don't see a career path. I mean, what do they see in the future? Do they have hope for the future? Do they have?
There ain't no hope when there ain't no jobs. When people don't help you, when you ain't got no help on these streets, when you a group of people who ain't got no help. We living in straight up poverty out there, like from job working, from whatever education. We straight slowed down in life out there, and ain't nobody reaching out there on them streets to help. It's like that out there. Like, we ain't got no male strong figures, like nobody. Right. Not the Nation of Islam, not Christian. Nobody ain't out there on these streets punishing these streets, letting these boys know what's happening. And that's what EME trying to get strong enough so we can be out on these streets and let these boys know what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Cause
I want to hear what Rock has to say.
I'm letting my boy talking.
No. You always speak.
With me, as far as I understand him as far as the parent thing, because first of all, I'm gonna be the first one to raise my hand. I ain't no perfect parent.
Right.
So I can only speak through like my experiences and stuff like that. I'm all in my parenting skills is not up to par.
I don't think any of us are.
I'm learning as I go. So that don't make me no bad guy because I'm learning. And just because I ain't got it now, I may get it a couple of years down the line. I get it
never
eventually.
Too late.
Right, I get it eventually. But it's perfectly what he's saying, because if you don't have the proper parenting tools, then how you gonna parent? Right. And a lot of us had babies out of wedlock and young. We got 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old babies. We were having babies back then. So we ain't had no parents. I had a mother. I know everything it is for a mother's love, but my father, we was in and out. Right. So he just wasn't there all the time. So I guess that kind of like
missed their structure.
Right, and then I went to prison, and my daughter born, so she ain't got no daddy. You feel me? So now it's a reoccurring cycle. Right. Then so when I get out, I have to learn how to be a daddy. You're messing up while you're learning and all that. So.
And then sometimes you don't even know you're messing up as a daddy. You think this is what it is because you seen your daddy there like that. Right. You got the same genes like Pops and you don't even know it, and you be trying to dodge it. Right. You like, man, I ain't like him, but shit, deep down in the way it look, you really is. Yeah. What's going on out here?
And that's what we try to do especially the ones who grew up without father, which is all of us pretty much.
What about your father, Mac?
He left early. My mom and dad got a divorce and he left.
Where'd he go?
He moved away.
Did he go to jail, or do you know?
No, he didn't go to jail. He moved to another city.
Okay, so you didn't grow up.
He visited like Rock said. He came in and out.
Black
He give me stuff from the team that he was city was living in. I had apparel and stuff like that, but it wasn't because my father was there for a long time. He was there for a while till I was like 7 or 8. My brother's 5 years older than me, so he was like 12. So he had my father around. So it was like a traumatic experience when he left because you're used to it.
Right.
And when he snatched away, like when your father goes to jail, he just snatched away. It's the same thing if your father leaves and you don't want to be there. When you come in, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's the same exact emotion that you feel. So it was a traumatic experience for us, and it made me act out, worse. I met Charlie Rock. We started like brothers. It's like I knew dude since he was like a automatic Benson 3. He was already a brother. We all were in the same predicament without a father always there. So once we got that down, we became brothers and family. Then the gang stuff was natural.
Right.
The gang stuff was just an added benefit.
Then the gang became the daddy.
Yeah.
The gang became the dad. The gang is the family.
The streets.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
The streets started.
That's why we love each other so
And
much.
that's what's going on now. The streets is and the kids is raising each other. You know, back then you look at the person. I look at him. He's 40-something, 30. Well, I'm gonna say if I was a young dude, 15-something, he in his 40s, the big homie. Now you see dudes calling that big homie that's in their 20s and they 15. This is my big homie. They looking up to other kids. He ain't even got it yet. He ain't even moved up. He ain't even did nothing. So kids raising kids, man, I don't know. The parents leaving, that has a big effect because it affected me in a lot of ways. I feel like a lot of things I went through, a lot of things I experienced, I wouldn't have went through if I really had my daddy right there with me, showing me the ropes, taking me fishing, showing me how to work on cars, showing me stuff like that. But they don't get that no more.
What about now?
Right. The conniving big homie.
Hey, watch this
Raising.
here though. And it's the perfect example. We was kids, all of us went to prison.
Right.
So it's the blind leading the blind.
Right.
So the only like
Then the big homie do it because they be like got feelings or whatever, so they looking at the kid. Oh, you the big homie now. We just telling the kid it'll boost the kid. Now the big homie going to get little bitty kids. Now it's all dysfunctional.
Right.
It all come from the psychopath, the grown up psychopath who dysfunctioned the whole thing all the way down through them, man. It's just crazy.
But we just passing down bad tendencies and bad behavior generation after generation after generation, and we're covering it up, sweeping it under the rug as if it's normal.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
But the thing is, we know now more information and stuff now that we can decipher, and now it could be more people like us. Like after you've done the bad, after you've done the worst, the only other way is to just go all the way out or to turn it around.
Turn it around, right.
And when you turn it around, like he said, people listen to somebody who have a story and they can relate to,
right?
And our young people, they can relate to us because we look like them. What they trying to do now, we've done it before,
right?
So we're like we're like an experience. So if you talk to us and tap into it, you can get the best out of us and not the worst,
right?
Because that's what we're trying to give.
How do we reach these kids, these 18-year-olds that are out shooting at Bull Park?
We can reach them, y'all can't.
No, I'm not.
I
agree with that.
As far as a system, something like that, we would say we need more like big brother programs. Some of the older brothers that we know that they just like us, that entrepreneurs and stuff, to put together a curriculum where we can have a big brother program, a rites of passage program coming in, man. We can lead our young men from 10, 11, 12 and properly introduce them to manhood. You know what I'm saying? Instead of gang initiation, you getting initiated into manhood in different type of ways. The right educational program, how we treat our women, how we talk to our women.
Right.
How we
treat each other and how we treat each other
in public,
as brothers.
Yeah, how we interact with each other on a daily basis with love instead of anger and animosity, because that's what it feel like. Like when you walk past a brother, sometimes you just can feel the animosity when he look at you, and he don't even know you.
Right.
It's just
so angry.
It's so programming us to look at each other like we call it that mug. That mug.
They be just so high and broke down.
Right.
We want to change that.
Right. And that's what we trying to do, man. We're trying to get these boys to think. Like, it's time to really think before you pick up them guns. It's time to think now. Like, it's been going on for too long. And
but if we need more $18 an hour jobs, $20 an hour jobs, $25 an hour jobs.
I would even say more than that. I would say
these kids out here making $10.
I know
they're making $11. That's what's going on.
Hang on, what I would say is even more than that. I would say you need a career path for the future.
Right.
Right. So you say, look, I'm making $10 today. I'm making $15 tomorrow. I'm going to be making 20. I'll be making $50 an hour by the time it's over.
And that's in
You
10
need
years.
to go.
And we losing 70 by the year.
But I don't even think we should make them think more career. I think they should be more entrepreneurial minded. That's where I think we push them. I think we push them own your own. Because the more we push that in the career mind, you become still engulfed under the system, and the system can still control.
Right.
You have to. We got to preach
Right.
in our community specifically entrepreneurship and ownership,
I
and
agree.
buying black specifically. Because this is
Like
what we need to be
people need to
doing.
learn how to get jobs.
But it's
They don't even know how to do that shit.
But I don't think it's that they don't know how to get jobs. They
don't.
done lost hope, brother. It's like they don't have the hope of keep going out
They
and
need
getting
to be
turned down.
trained.
Because they,
Keep going
because a job ain't really like and when I got out the penitentiary, my first job was $8 an hour. They taxing me. And I'm paying child support. I get a $200 and something check. And I'm supposed to hold an apartment down, hold a wife down, hold 3 kids down like that.
No, it's impossible.
It's crazy. It's impossible.
Right.
And that's what's happening.
Set up, though, the system.
What-
You can't even feed your
Who took
family
care
off
of-
for $17, $18 an hour. That's only $500 a week.
Who took care of the family while you were in the penitentiary?
The mama.
Mom.
The mama did everything she had to do. Everything she had to do, it didn't even make no difference. She did what she had to do to take care of what they had to do because these mans ain't here.
And we
So
want to
we
thank
had
them.
drugs.
We highly
Right.
want to thank
And
them.
exactly what he just said, like even, having it, men at stand, hopefully in the future, getting something started where men will come together, man, and go in these streets.
Right.
And really start grabbing these youngsters because it's like I say, it's out of control. It's sad. It's a lot of people hurt behind it. It ain't, man. It's and like I say, to
Ain't
see that
no
type
money.
of stuff, that's just it's disgusting. It's sickening.
And I just feel
It's
like we way
sickening.
behind everybody else. We like behind.
In money.
We can't worry about that, but I think
No, I'm talking about as a
You
group.
had to worry.
have to
Yes, we
worry
do.
about
It's here and now.
It's right now.
It's the
We have
here
to
and
worry.
now, and it's a right now problem.
Right, it's an epidemic.
Because it's every day.
Right.
It's happening every day now.
happening every day.
I mean, it's tragic what happened, but I think that what
And I ain't just
we've
talking about that.
accomplished a couple things is that I like what Mac was saying about empowering with the entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is empowering.
It's all the way empowering.
That's the first thing. The second thing is what you said is this program where you actually are a mentor and you're actually a leader
Right.
and you're actually I was in one of my
leader.
classes today. They were talking about there was a man that was talking to the students about a mentor that he had. Right? We've all had people that are mentors to us, right? So I really respect and like the fact that you're talking about being a mentor,
Right.
right? I like the fact that you acknowledge, hey, there's a problem. You're self-aware. We're aware of the problem, and you get things to do. You have a program where you're mentoring these kids,
Right.
and nobody's a perfect parent.
Right.
Then you have jobs that are good-paying jobs that have a future,
A balance.
Right.
that have a future,
Right.
not
Early
just.
on.
So you have a program here, like right. So you have some of the entrepreneurship. Some people may want jobs. Not everyone's meant to be.
See the thing.
Not everybody's meant to be.
So you guys are headed in the right direction here.
Right. The thing is this. All right, people have this because everybody's not the same, and everybody have totally different sets of skills.
Right.
Some jobs work for some people.
Right.
Some people are natural. I always been a natural born entrepreneur. But
Right.
the thing is this: building the proper institution, which consists of many different programs. But
balance.
the institution itself is a balance and is right for the people and for the community. So we have to build this institution with all these different programs to make it work. And we got to break down the institution that they doing now because it ain't working.
Right.
It's not. I don't care what your
time.
governors, your polices, your programs, your DARE program, I'm calling out,
Ain't
it's
none of
not
it
working. So you got to break it down and we build one that makes sense.
I agree with you completely, and you guys are the ones that can do it.
Do it right.
Okay.
Right.
We got
Us and we
expertise,
need and other brothers because we only so many men.
Right.
We need other men to rise up to
You
be a
gotta-
part of
you got
EME.
to start, right?
To be willing
So,
to do the work that we finna get ready to do.
Let me ask you this question: is that breaking down? When you say breaking down the institution and the system that you have now, how do you do that? How do you
break down your prisons and bring and build more training programs, training systems, financial institutions.
invest in the people instead of
Invest in
investing
team.
in locking them up?
Yeah,
Right.
locking them up because they don't do nothing. We all been there.
That's the first choice.
Yep. And the only choice
Like
to
right now, if
First and only
somebody
choice.
want to help you, the first thing they do to the black person, they try to turn them into a rat on his people or something. You know what I'm saying? They help them kind of people, but a person who just went to school, got a degree, and didn't make it, they don't do nothing for them kind of people. Like, they don't help you regularly. Like they don't take the regular person. Hey, let me show you where to get you an $18, $20 job. We're gonna hire you right now, $18, $20. You got a felon though, it don't even matter. Everything killing us. Everything for us to fail from the jump. And we losing out here. And when they realize, man, when they realize that they need to help us, man, all the way it's gonna get better on these streets. They gotta help us, man. Like if they don't, it's gonna keep happening. We're gonna keep top 10 in crime. We're gonna keep reaching a #1 rate.
Who's
You know what I'm
let me ask you a
saying?
question.
Okay, the first thing we need to do then, if you ain't gonna help, we finna start voting some of you folks up out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Cause don't be coming to me like no a sheep, but you got fangs up under there. I see them fangs. I'm a wolf too, so I know what a wolf look like. It is. So quit talking like you going to do something, you're not doing nothing to rectify the problem. And if these people can't help fix our aldermen, our councilmen, our mayors, our governors, we have to have the right people in these
Positions,
to help us.
People that really got a heart for
Our
the people.
state.
Right.
People that really
we
got
gotta
a
find
heart
people
for the
that's
people.
willing to service the community like they were voted in to do.
Right.
Because these communities voted them into their positions. So they have to step up and help.
Even if-
Unless they don't want to see our communities do better, then
Right.
that means
They wanna
that's
keep
the problem.
Whoa. Because if you're not helping, you're hindering.
We need help from the
If you're not
corporations,
helping,
too.
you're hurting. So
Right.
Corporations need to help us too. Not just the state.
big business.
Corporations,
They in our
all of
neighborhood.
that.
Y'all got to step up because we calling you out.
But like we said,
tired.
in front of
if
the
you're not
beginning.
helping, you're hurting.
Like we said from the beginning, though.
Are you
Yes,
wanting
we
to
need help. People that's in authority, we need to help. But y'all that hear this, it start from home.
Sure do.
It start from
We
home.
gotta fix ourselves.
Like we
too.
out here, people lay down, they laying on their back, they having these kids, but they ain't raising them. And that's where it's starting from, man. It start from home, loving your kids, feeding your kids, teaching them the right way. It start from home. A lot of people don't get that. I heard a female watching live the other day. Her baby ain't nothing, can't even hardly talk. She telling the daughter to say the B word, hold this. So babies having teaching them wrong, and that little girl grow up remembering it. Like for real, like it's programmed. So now she cussing and fussing and fighting because her mama doing. So it started, man. It's cute. You laugh at people laugh and send a little stuff. I'm thinking that's cute, but that's not cute. Because what is gonna happen when she grow up? Like people gotta take a look at themselves. We tired of these killing. Get y'all children, man. Get them. Cause we can't sleep at home when we can tell them all day and go speak to them and talk to them and tell them this and this is where you need to go and show them the ropes. But what you doing at home in front of these kids? So it's like going back to what bro was saying. It's the parents, man. We got to be an example. And I'm a parent. I say that I ain't the best parent. I'm learning. I had a daughter that's 17 years old. I'm learning. But at the end of the day, I'm trying. People just need to try a little harder, man. It's time to try. We're gonna continue to lose kids. We're gonna continue to lose grandparents. We're gonna continue to lose brothers. It's never gonna stop.
And then
People gotta
we
get ready.
we as an EME, the first thing we did was we opened up our business. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So now we went and got partnership with Restore Hope. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
made friends and allies with Harding University. Now we done ended up in Arkansas. We done ended up with a trucking
Right.
a trucking
Feeding the
company
community all
business
that.
together. You know what I'm saying? So now we finna push these trucks and push this and put people in position to make money and have jobs. We don't care if you got felons
Right.
and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because all of us do. So now we finna get out here and come together as a group. You know what I'm saying? And we finna get out here and try to change the culture slowly but surely, like you
Right.
said, we try to do it. But the first thing we did was we went out and we slowed down and we found our allies. We found people who interested and real genuine about helping us.
Helping, right.
And we seek the help.
Right.
And then we knock and then
Right.
now it's starting to come.
It
You know
can
what
be
I'm saying?
done. It can be done.
So
But that's the beauty of building the institution and the programs that we're talking about, because it's been people like you, John, and Paul,
Right.
and people from different communities and ethnics and different financial
Right.
that come together and trying to improve our community.
Right.
And it's
That's
building,
what we do.
It's building a program
Empower.
as to where
Real.
you guys helping us to help our people.
People, right?
And that's what we need
That's
a
a beautiful
way like more of that.
Right.
You feel me? And until we build that institution into them programs, it's not gonna work.
No.
Because these other programs they ain't working.
Well, I really like the way you're headed and the way you're thinking. And I would tell you, everyone has help. That's what I was.
Right.
I've had more help in my life getting places than so. I like where you're headed with these, especially with the building an institution that is based on the foundation of family. Right. It's built for the family.
Right.
So,
Oh, not letting that shit
what's Paul back there doing?
Man, shout out to the EME and the West Side Crackers, man. That's what we do.
He's showing up.
West Side Crackers.
They wanted us to shut down, man. We got a new
The
gang
West
in
Side
town,
Crackers,
man.
yeah.
Man, the West Side Crackers, man, they look out for us, man.
Yeah, that's right. I heard.
Unity, man. Unity.
Paul is Paul like he's the OG.
He the OG.
He's the
OG Paul.
the OG.
Oh, wow, baby.
The OG.
But yeah, we all know the problem, man. It's time
to
really
rise
now,
up.
man.
Yeah, it was got pretty serious here. I'm sorry about that, but it was time to get
But
serious.
you gotta be
But
serious.
Rock
It's time to be
is
serious.
really I really like where Rock's headed with this because what I want to do is you get together with the people from the other sides.
Right.
And you build up because you're right, collaboration. I mean, everything that you guys are talking about, I see in the classes that I teach.
It takes the bag to communicate with everybody.
Yep.
Well, that's interesting.
Nobody wants to talk without the bag. It is.
Now you got to show people something.
Yeah, you gotta be about something. So
You gotta show
that you
them
done been
something.
out here and had
When
and
Jesus
got
came
something
and
to
had
show
them
for
2 loaves of
yourself.
fish, he showed them the
That's
miracle.
cool. He showed
And
them.
then they fall. People got to see stuff. We live in a it's 2021.
It's a visual society. You gotta show me.
Show me.
Like
show,
Missouri,
show me.
show me.
Even with us, they see us on here, but they watching us. We got to show them
So
what
you
we talking
get
about.
you get a good business going, and
Something ain't right.
What happened tonight?
so you get a good
Like
business
those,
going. If you get a good business going and you're making good money
Right, they see
and
that.
everything, people would see that.
Yeah.
People would get that.
Right. Even what we do, like helping in the community, feeding the community, stuff that we have done, people see that. And to see him doing it and his old lifestyle, to see him how we used to be and they see that, man, that's give our people hope too. Because we're not taking, we give them back. And like, a lot of people say they just want to take, but we trying to help, we trying to get back. We trying to see our community rise up, not just the south side, the west side, the north, the east, all whites, blacks.
Everywhere. I want to give shout out to my family in Paris, Stella, Alexi,
Hey, so
Ezai, Eliandra, like the,
Yeah, we got to get you.
My
Man, we
We got to
losing
be
our children out
successful.
here, bro.
We need to get him. We need to get him back in touch with his family.
Yeah.
We got to get this going for that. So
Yeah, we losing our children out here, bro. Like
And see,
this is for real. Like it got to be some type of change, man. It got to be something. Like somebody got to.
yeah,
We
man,
doing
Like
this
it
for
done
them.
really got ridiculous. It done got scary because I've been there before, so you know what I'm
Right,
saying. I
right.
know what's happening.
do you, I mean, what do you mean scary? What do you?
You know what I'm saying?
Can't
Like,
take,
I mean,
Double click on that.
I guess when you get older, you start to see stuff in another way. So you
Right.
start to understand a scare. Like when I was young, I didn't know what scare mean. But as you get older, some kind of tickle your look, you know,
Things are
make
more
you feel
important.
all
Yeah.
right.
weird or whatever. You know
It's
what I'm
nowhere
saying?
safe no more, man.
Yeah,
Like
you know.
parks, Kroger's,
You don't want to
churches,
take your kids
everywhere.
out.
People just shooting. It's getting ridiculous.
A woman just got shot at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese died.
You know what I'm saying?
Here in Little Rock?
Yeah,
The other day.
in North Blue Rock.
North Little Rock.
You know what I'm
Chuck E.
saying?
Cheese. Somebody got
Boy
shot.
came up there and killed her at Chuck E.
Then a
Cheese.
little girl at the park.
Right. And that's the thing. That's
And
we're
so
not
many
putting
more.
their killing over now other kids.
These
But man,
kids
we
spots.
need babies balling, bro. Come on.
Right.
They
We're
doing
going
this at
overboard.
kid events.
Right. It's going overboard.
People
with-
literally
with
lost their
babies
mind.
And like Turtle was saying, as you get older, you take more things in your
To
life
consideration.
Years, right?
You don't take
Is it-
your
let me
breathing.
ask
You don't take it for granted anymore.
Let me ask you a question. So why? Tell me, why are these guys shooting? Because you say there's rules. They're only shooting each other. What
Cause
are
ain't
we-
nobody
lot of-
making them stop.
A lot of people shoot, man. It's a lot of different reasons.
So if
But
I-
the problems don't be that big, and that's what people gotta realize. Like it seems like common sense, but going back to what we were saying at first, these brothers need to and sisters need to be really talked to and led, because nowadays a person will get into an argument, and because it's just an argument, I'm finna kill you. Instead of like back in the day when I was growing up, we finna meet up at a park and fight, and there wasn't no guns around. They want to kill you over argument. He slept with my girl. You owe me some money. You from another hood. You did this. You gave me this. It's just stupid stuff. It ain't even all about gang banging no more. It's just honestly dumb, stupid stuff.
You asked that question. This is why they shoot. It ain't even no specific reason why. First of all,
many reasons.
We have fell out of love with each other as a people.
Right.
So if I truly love my brother or something that looks like me, all right, I'll fight him. But my first thought is not to shoot or kill something that I love. You understand what I'm saying? So until we
understand. I mean, do these kids even understand what killing means?
Yes.
They just doing it. They ain't got no conscience.
It's easy to kill something you don't love. What you mean? If you love, if people really love deers and some they really love, they wouldn't kill it. You don't kill nothing you love.
That's how the people did us to put us in
love.
this position.
You nurture and you love. You nurture and you love something that you
Men has become lovers of themselves.
If a black person don't learn to love who they are, you know what I'm saying, then they can't love something that looks like them.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, you're making a lot of sense, Rob.
So
let me ask you a question, though. If I went down to Crump Park tomorrow, let's say at noon, I go down to Crump Park, I'm safe.
yeah,
Unless I get caught in crossfire.
Right.
They're not going to hurt me. Somebody may rob me or something, but nobody's going to hurt me.
ain't nobody gonna do none of that because you over there with us.
You ain't Crump
Man,
Park
ain't nobody gonna do that. They know they with us because our people love us and we love their back, so we get that mutual respect.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So as long as that love is there,
You know what?
But it's so crazy because I would tell you with these folks what's on their mind out there. You don't know what they thinking. They crazy out here. Like you say, you might go one day it's good, but then the next day it ain't. Just like at that park that day. People go down there and play every day. It ain't always like that, but that day it wasn't good.
Yep, that's what
That day it happened. That day, just like Chuck E. Cheese going all day, but that day it happened. So you just never know.
but that's the moral of the story. It ain't no, it just happened, bro.
Right.
When you love something, you love yourself, bro.
Right.
Ain't no just you going out and killing it. Period.
Now I ain't talking about the killing. I'm saying you never know
We
where
have
you
to
go.
build institutions to where when a black child is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, he's learning how to love himself.
Right.
He's learning his or herself. They're learning to love their blackness. They're not just slaves or descendants for slaves. That's a lie. So they're learning how to love. We have to have institutions to teach our people how to love themselves, and then we go into the rectory of the post-traumatic stress, the ADD, because we come from these things, bro.
Right.
A lot of our families been sold off and been dysfunctional. There's been daddies not since slavery. Your mama gets sold, your daddy gets sold, your sister gets sold.
Right.
So our families have been dysfunctional for
Traumatized people.
hundreds of years. So we have to have a time period to heal and to properly learn to love ourselves.
Right.
And we have to get those institutions to do that. They're not giving us those type of institutions or those type of tools.
Resources and learning.
Right.
Won't even make our men powerful enough to even get out here to help our kids. Soon as somebody get powerful, they dead.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they knocking us off before we can even do that. This what happened.
Let me ask you a question though. There's affluent black men in town that are powerful.
They don't ride with us. Never did, never had.
Not on the streets.
And that's not talking bad about them brothers, because they in their own lane, they pay their own way, and I can dig it. And they probably didn't come up in the lifestyle in the way that we did. But they don't ride with us like that. No. I can't name only Coach Ed Johnsons and people like that. Yeah, they in Luther County. Say Luther County. He putting that work in Miami.
It is a lot of men out here.
But Luther Armstrong, they came into the community and work with not from the police system of it or thing, like everything that come into our community be policing.
Police, they send a rat in there, want this brother to tell on this brother to lock him up. That's why we like that with each other, because it's two different kind of people out there.
Yeah, it is a lot of men out here, because I've being a part of a couple years ago, I was a part of a Stop the Violence program. It was a lot of black men out there helping. But at the end of the day, brothers like us that they can really relate to, because they look at them and they trying to just snatch them in the church and but to keep it related, God is the way. But at the end of the day, them brothers don't want to hear that right now. They want to see more than that, because them going to church every Sunday, I was one, and that don't help. I was raised in the church, and look how I turned out. Now I'm good, because I found myself, but it wasn't just going to church every Sunday.
Well, we have to be honest. Church is not the only way to God. God comes in all different type of form, ways, religion, shapes, colors.
That's what a lot of people do in the community now. Yeah. They try to get them, come to church, but that ain't go cut.
I think I also think more of these affluent brothers, like you was talking, they need to come back to the neighborhood because, like you were saying, Turk, most of them come from neighborhoods that like where we come from, and they just desert it when they get a certain income level, a certain status. They disappear. They run. Right. And the thing is, I don't know if they scared to come back to the streets, because the streets is the part of of our hoods that need them. Because if you pour resources into those streets and pour resources, the people, the young people in the neighborhood listen to the streets. So once the street starts changing for the better, those people around it's like a shockwave.
They're gonna start changing.
Everybody gonna make
but Jay did though. A reason why a lot of them don't make, not to cut you out, let me ask you this question. A lot of them, one of them gangster dudes, they were the dudes that we protect them and allowed them to get up out the neighborhood. Yeah, right. So they can't come back in and just be on that level like that, because they never was.
But we wouldn't allow resources to connect you to that. Right. Because you can connect to the gangster. Gangster dude that protected you. Right. The one that protected you, that you left behind, when you come back, you can help them start a business.
But say you go pro, or you on the contract, you can't do too much. Like you got a whole reputation. If they come back and try to help us, they got so much pressure on the people who can help us that the people can't help us because they scared to, because they'll snatch everything.
Oh yeah, because the stipulations.
It's so many people.
It be like they personal with gang members.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you gotta. It's just be built to lose.
So what we trying to say is that that's what EME trying to do. We trying to change the narrative of the gang member. We want it not to be
change the mindset.
Yes, because the narrative that's been pushed is lies. It's also been inflamed to make it look worse than it is, because it's propaganda.
Right.
The gang member is your son, your nephew, your cousin, the guy that pick that watch your children when you need. It's good and bad in everybody, but if you're neglected from resources and opportunities, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna turn negative. If you ain't got the proper resources, and it's shown in our community and in other communities around the world, that when the resources are deprived and taken away, that the people, violence is always there. Poverty and violence go together.
So people go crazy.
If you're so smart, why don't you just do it? It's a mathematical equation. Take the violence away, you know how? By taking the poverty away. You know how? You infuse the bag into the community. Right. You know what next happens? The violence ceases and desists, and the community thrives and becomes better and grows self-sufficiently.
Right.
See, that's the thing.
So you're talking about investing in the community.
Exactly.
Right.
But see, poverty is the first step. But they always jumping from violence first. Oh, what's wrong with the violence in the community? But if you think about why is the community so poor, let's make the community not be poor anymore. Then once the community and the poverty is gone, the community rises, the violence will disappear, and it's a no-brainer.
Like what they say, we need our 40 acres and a mule.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave it to grandma now. I think they gave my grandma $1 for her house or whatever. That ain't enough. We need
what they need to do. They need to get that 1,400 every Friday. We all be out Friday.
Economic advances is shown in history, man. It's shown in history. It changes society, and then with economic advances and monetary gain and capitalism in the right way, especially in our community, and infused, it can work, man. And we got the money out there, we got grants and stuff. They're just not allowing them to get to the right places. And again, we're going to talk about our voted officials, because those are the people playing with these funds. Right. So,
and when you got the proper, like I said, institution and programs,
and the proper leadership,
you're gonna have
proper leadership.
You say, all right, you're gonna give money, they just gonna blow it now, because this program and this program are gonna teach you how to invest into a house. This program is gonna show you how to pay your bills every month on time. This program is gonna show you how to keep your stuff right with Equifax and all this, keep your credit line. Right. This here is gonna show you how to bank. So you're not just going out there blindside. You'll be properly educated with everything you need, and you'll have the proper tools to strive in a thriving society. And we need those programs to go into our communities and teach our mothers, our fathers, when you get 10, 11 years old, know how to fill out a bank book, know how to fill out, you know what I'm saying?
Know how to write a check.
Properly educate the people.
Things. It's just
Yeah,
small
and
things
then
that are
just get
the
our
prize.
stories more in schools. Like start get us where we got more time on the streets. We don't like their parents and the big homies, what they don't have time on the streets to monitor these kids that's out here doing whatever they doing. They so busy trying to fight for their own lives. You know what I'm saying? Like people actually come to us to be helped. Like, man, look, such and such.
All the time.
You know what I'm
They get
saying?
nerve-wracked.
We at work, so we got to figure out a way at work to, hey man, come meet me on my lunch break, man. Ooh, let me talk to you. And then we got to get out there and do that. We don't have no time on the streets or no financial stuff on the streets to get out here and monitor our children and what's going on these streets. You know, the cops can't do it, period. That system don't even work. They can't even be in the neighborhoods. There ain't nobody fit even come outside if they're over there. We're going to go the other way. Right. So it got to be somebody that's going to go out there and really monitor and teach the kids, bro.
Right.
And that's what we need, people running up outside. They can be outside with these kids at night. The ones that we can go up to the schools in the daytime and talk to the children. You know, make it be cool to be black, man. Or make it be cool to live again. Man, it ain't.
We can police our own neighborhoods.
Hey, but even with the police though, check dig on this. Watch this here. Let us train y'all how to deal with us. Cause y'all been whoever been training y'all that they have taught y'all all the way wrong. Cause watch this here. Even though I'm doing what I'm doing, I may have a cousin or a brother right next to, and he ain't nothing like me. Not no gang member, not no nothing. But y'all treat him like one.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Just because he look like me or something,
Right.
but and the man going to college doing his thing.
I need a program.
So the police need to be properly trained how to deal with us.
For real.
And then who purposely
That's
did
a
us?
really
They come
interesting.
at
That's a
us
really
ready.
interesting comment.
They don't come at us right.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
they don't.
They can't tell the people who are doing the bad from the good. They just look
They
They're not
treat
supposed to.
everybody
They
bad.
don't live in that neighborhood, so you really can't fault them.
How do you guys know who's the bad?
We live there.
We live.
You don't know what the bad white guy is. It's good and bad white folk.
Oh, yeah.
So and our eyes not trained to know the good and bad white folk. Cause it might be a white man with a pure, beautiful heart, and I got the whole clan idea on him. I don't properly know him. I haven't been properly trained to identify
The good was for
or
the bad.
interact. I have not
Only
been
like
properly
that 'cause
trained
it's
to
been like
interact with that white
They
person
made
with
it
that
like
good
that.
heart, or that white
Been
person
like
with
that.
that clan. Cause I can interact with them in two different ways and get peace from both of them.
Right.
But as long as I know how to interact with them, if I'm properly trained, then it's cool. But the way these police officers are trained, they are only trained one way, and they need to be retrained and
Lock 'em up,
reprogrammed.
hell
You
on
feel?
bad.
Right.
Talk crazy.
Turn them ready. They don't even know how to hang in the neighborhood, man.
Full guns on them, but they ain't got a real.
Right. When they could be coming over there, over my grandma's house and getting the plate going
Right.
on lunch, chilling.
I seen one time it was some stuff going on where the cops threw it and it was kind of stiff. You know, it didn't look like the people was in, you know, it was all stiff because they don't know. We threw it. It was, whoa. It was
Oh, you're
loose.
talking about where you're
You know
throwing.
what I'm saying? I'm just saying using that as an
what do you
example.
call
You
the-
feel me?
What
Like
you guys call
police
y'all,
be too stiff.
y'all were cooking and
Yeah,
everything.
they need to get out them police clothes, put on some regular clothes. Maybe they'll feel better. Shit, every time you pull up, you got your gun bag. You ain't even regular no
Nah,
more,
it's
so
good.
you
We
can't
love
even
the
talk to
protection,
them.
but
I mean,
protect everybody.
Cool with
Yeah.
the protection because we got
Bad
the police.
protectors
This
like
is
that,
red
you
zone.
said.
Let me
They
ask
probably
you a question.
protect us like
So
corn.
So there's a saying I've got a friend so who says, you know, you may plant trees that you'll never enjoy. You'll never sit under the shade of those trees, right?
I know what you mean by that.
So what about you guys? What do you know, you're investing in your children,
Right.
right? You got Brody,
Right.
you got your daughter, you got your little one that was
Miss Blessing.
what's your dream for your daughter, Matt?
My dream is for her and my family. You know, maybe come over here and live, and just she have access to opportunities and benefits as a person of any country should have, and to do what she wants to make her own path. You don't have to follow
what type of education?
The best if she chooses an education, whatever decision she chooses.
Right.
You know,
Choose
education,
that.
trade. You know, if you wanna travel for a year and get
You
a
want her
mind
to have
right, I want her to
opportunity.
be able to do that because most people in our community they can't do that. Send a child off to travel for a year, and then come back and get your mind right. We immediately from 16 on up we train to get a job and work at some fast food restaurant, some job. We train to do that. But in other communities, they have the access and opportunity and resources for their child to be able to travel the world.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's a lot. It's a very high percentage, though.
Man, but I'm saying there's an
some,
ability to be done. And what we're saying is that everyone wants that opportunity. That's all I'm saying.
But I would say that's a rare opportunity that you
can say that. Because I wouldn't either.
Watch this here. Every child that comes up in a majority of the children that comes up in a home where the parents own something, 9 times out of 10 is theirs.
Yeah.
When their parents pass over, you feel me? So they grow up with an ownership attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Y'all keep y'all kids till they 30.
Then
we kick ours out at 18.
Then the child coming up with his mama.
You hadn't met my wife. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So it's very interesting what you're saying with respect to you're talking about a number of different things, which I find interesting is the training, the big brothers, big sisters, the mentorship, the understanding of finances, the understanding of equity,
training
ownership, and everything. So I think the part about the self-policing, I think that comes in. I would actually like to see, instead of training the cops, I would like to see you guys influencing your neighborhoods enough where the cops didn't have to worry about your neighborhood.
We'll be a lot more dead.
We're gonna have to train the cops to leave us alone. Shit, they don't know how to leave us alone, so we can train our neighborhood. They targeted to take us away.
Right.
You still? They don't mess with
Ever
you.
since I did EME done took me to doors I can't never ever imagine no more.
Salud.
Well, I mean, I'm really on to what Rock's saying tonight. I think he's got a lot of potential here that I would like to capture some of this
we all
stuff.
got all this potential. This come from all
of us. This is a unit.
It's just that we know that, man. We just need to bring the institution with all those programs.
Well, it's interesting because you mentioned the fact about loving yourself, right?
Right.
So I think that I would be. I mean, I'm surprised to hear that. Actually, I wouldn't. That's a new one on me. I didn't know that was an issue.
It is an issue.
It was a point of time I saying
I
I didn't like myself. I didn't like my lifestyle, the way I lived, the poverty, seeing my mama struggle, not being able to go to school and seeing other people with stuff. I hated my lifestyle, but I didn't even know. But I knew I didn't like it. Like I see others with money, a mama, a dad, and me growing up not having it, that killed me not having the nice stuff. So that led me to go steal and want stuff and want to be in the street because I wanted to feel good about myself. And that's what they doing today. It's hard to see your mama struggling being a male and seeing your mama can't hardly feed you, and it's just a lot come with it. And that's happening a lot in our community. Single mamas, and for that son to see that make a man want to go out there and do what he think a man is, which is get money. But he getting it the wrong way. But that's the quickest way. That's all he know. That's what he see. So it's deep. It's a lot too. We're just trying to help.
We've been programmed. We've been programmed not to love and like each other, not to enjoy the skin that we're in.
Right.
It's a history of that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm surprised a lot of people don't.
You can see it. You can see it.
Historical.
You can see it all the
I
time.
wonder
While they
how
change
John, I
themselves,
don't
bleach
know.
their skin and do everything.
I'll just say that I'm sorry.
I don't get that
I
one.
don't.
Man, ain't that nobody else can
Hey,
apologize.
John ain't had time.
You don't have to apologize. I'm not saying apologize. I'm just being aware. I'm saying being aware
But you can see it.
of what's going on around.
Hotel plays, man.
But you can see
Going on around.
Yeah, mine was self-made, but I would say it was more undervaluing my skin and my race and my. But my one thing I love about my mother, she used to always make me read, and reading was fundamental. So when I went to prison, man, I just bust down the books and thank you to all the OGs that gave me the proper knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it taught me to really
listen to the big homies.
Listen
to your big
the right
homies.
ones. The right ones.
Could lead in the right direction.
The right ones.
They fed me some great information, man, and I taught myself why in the hole. I read economics, I read accounting, I read Dr. Ben, Mr. B, and everybody. So I took my education and I learned how to read. I put more value back on my skin and myself. So now when I see a black man, I can love myself.
Right.
But I always had good relationships with other different sets, other different communities, and those relationships allowed me to build to that point. You feel me? Because everybody gave me game. Crips, Blood, Vice Lords, everything, BGL, everything gave me the game.
That's the beauty about Little
reading
Rock.
is
We got
important.
every set.
Right.
It's
Every
just a
last
small.
one.
But this wasn't even
Small.
about no Little Rock, bro.
It's in prison, right?
Right.
It's in prison.
There was
It's
dudes
in
from
prison.
everywhere else.
Right.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
we still got them all though.
Right.
Every last one of them.
Still got
See, I was the same
Every
way,
set.
Rock. That's where
It ain't
I
just
grew up a lot of
Blood
prison.
Crip
Reading.
shit. It's
Right.
Blood Crip, Vice Lord, GD, BD,
That's something my people don't do either.
Ku
Read.
Klux Klan,
They don't wanna
whatever
read,
you want to name. We got them all right here. in
Every
this city.
nation, everything. Huh?
Everything in this city.
You ready to rap?
So
that was a good conversation.
Yeah.
Great
I-
show.
I learned
Man.
a lot.
Woo, woo.
y'all know how we do.
We'll
West
be
Side
continued. We'll be
Every
continued.
Tuesday.
Every Tuesday we coming, speaking the
Man.
truth.
Same bad time, same bad channel.
Woo,
EME.
woo.
Great show.